Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Cats. Today we're playing, what is this game called again? Layton Brothers? Yes, Layton Brothers Mystery Room. And we're going to be doing, hold on, this one, the Bungled Bunk, let's do it!
Ow. Achoo. I'll offend you. Not here.
Can I help you, miss? Oh, whoa, that was weird.
Oh, Al's got a young woman here, Ashley. Name's Florence Sitch. Achoo. I work in the lab.
Hello Florence. You're actually on time today, I see.
Not funny, Al. You should be ashamed of yourself bringing a woman back here.
No, I've just started to work here. I'm Lucy Baker.
Oh, new blood, is it? Well, anyway, enough. Achoo. Preamble. I want you to look into a case. I sent our lab report over already.
It's not like you to ask for help with the case, Florence. Is it especially puzzling?
It's as clear as a test tube. A burglar broke into a flat and killed one of the residents.
Well, if it's that black and white, how come you want us to get involved?
Because it doesn't add up.
Oh?
The suspect's as suspicious as they come. He's made a statement already, but I'm certain there's more to it than meets the eye. I can't abide the thought of this case being closed before I've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's.
So you want the prof to look into it and figure out what's niggling you, is that it?
Yes.
Would you mind, Prof? I'm not sure I like you calling me that, Florence.
If that's your only objection, I presume you'll take it on, Prof.
If you promise to make that the last time you address me like that.
Al, you have a deal.
So, where's the file?
Didn't I already say I sent it over?
Oh, yes, here it is. We'll start investigating this at once.
Just know this, if you fail to solve it, I swear I'll keep calling you Prof till the end of your days. Achoo.
Lucy, we have to solve this case. Failure is not an option. Professionalism will see us through? It were a case that just came up just as I was starting to get used to working in the mystery room with the prof. Happened in a fairly ordinary studio flat. I was used to seeing blood by now, and the male victim in the case were covered in it. That and broken glass. There were 3 suspects. I remember being surprised by the clever trick the killer employed, but that weren't the reason why the case stuck in my mind. Oh no. You see, that was the first time I ever saw the other side of the prof. I changed my accent for a second in there by accident. Oh man, I'm like blowing out the mic for some reason. Sorry. Anyway. Right, let me tell you what we know. The victim in this case is a young male murdered in his first floor flat. We've already managed to identify him, and he's something of a loose cannon. Oh? Yes, a certain Jack Potsby. The incident occurred a few days ago, just after midnight. His wife, a woman by the name of Potsby-Mahn, was having a shower when she heard him scream. She ran out of the bathroom to see her husband lying on the floor and the culprit running away. According to a statement, the killer was a muscular man dressed entirely in black. That should give us a good head and start with finding him, eh? Oh, I couldn't read that at all. Well, the block's caretaker, who was on duty, heard the sound of glass breaking. He ran upstairs and knocked upon Potsby's door, whereupon the wife told him about the intruder. Wasting no time, the caretaker conducted a search of the grounds and apprehended a suspicious man. He got him. What did he need us for then? There's now for us to— oh my god, I can't read your text. My recording crashed. Well, the apprehended man has an alibi of sorts. He's known as a petty criminal by the name of Buster Nix. He claims he was attempting to break and enter a ground floor flat at the time. Oh, very nice. The lies some people tell. He says he ran off when he heard the sound of shattering glass. In his statement, however, he claims he didn't see anyone coming down from the floor above. Of course he didn't, because it was him that did it. That thieving numpty's incriminated himself with that. I think not. I think if he wanted to deceive us, he'd be claiming he did see someone else running away, surely. Oh, I suppose you're right. That would make more sense. That's what's really bothering me. If you conclude Nyx is telling the truth, things get very complicated. Don't they just? So, let's start making some deductions, shall we? Do you think we can determine who did it from the crime scene and the witness statements we have? You're gonna put me on the spot again, are you? I'll tell you what. First let me fill you in on the 3 suspects. To start with, of course, we have the burglar, Buster Nyx. Very suspiciously, he was caught in the gardens around the block of flats immediately after the incident. But there's a statement, don't forget. If he really is our man, then what he said doesn't make sense. No, quite. We must be careful not to jump to any conclusions. Next, there's the caretaker. His actions from when the incident occurred to when he caught Nyx seems to be nothing but laudable. He could always have engineered it that way, couldn't he, though? Then finally there's the victim's wife, a Miss Goldie Potsby-Mahn. Sadly, this isn't the first husband she survived. Very suspicious. She claims to have been showering at the time of the incident and was the one who discovered the victim. Wow, what a stunner! Oh really, is she? Are you joking? Well, anyway, that's what we know about the suspects. Now I've got to set up the reconstruction device to include all of the info we've gained so far for your perusal. We're a little short on details for you to say. Oh, I just can't read today. We're a little short on details for you to say with any certainty at this stage, but what's your gut instinct, Lucy? Who do you think the culprit is? Once you've had to think about that, we'll start trying to make some logical deductions. I'll have a think about it. I'll investigate the crime scene. There'll be naught we can say about anything if we don't hurry and investigate the crime scene. Eager to get started? Good. I'll turn the reconstruction device then. Let's start snooping. I feel like all of the characters could do it at this point. So, actually no. Because it's so obvious, it's definitely not the burglar. This is the flat where the incident took place. Have a look around. I'll only give you 5 minutes though. No problem. Okay. Here's the body. Let's look at this first. Window. It sure is a window. Broken glass remained scattered on the floor. It was unlocked and the finger. Okay. Zoom in. There's the corpse. Fatally stabbed in the back. And broken glass. Okay. Wait. Why is there glass on the body? There shouldn't be glass on the body if the guy broke in. Doesn't make any sense. Unless, like, he got stabbed and then rolled over. But that's still, like, those are big pieces of glass. That's not... Cheap chairs made of laminated wood. There's beer and chips on the table. Okay. Let's check here. There's a fridge. Kitchen knives. It looks like all of them are there. Okay. Cooking pot. Pasta was boiling at the time of the incident. Swing bins. A rubbish and recycling bin. Okay. Nothing seems very important here. There's a clock. fingerprints belonging to the victim, his wife, and the warden. Okay, so he didn't come in through the front door. Antique-style grandfather clock with large pendulum. Ooh, excuse me. I have burped. A bath with attached shower. There are indications of recent use, but forensic investigations has revealed no traces of the victim's blood inside. Okay. What else is there? Here's a toilet. Wash basin. A snug little sink. Why is there a piece of paper on the ground? A thick, creased scrap of card. It looks like it was intended for the bin, but fell out. It's slightly damp. Gross. But, like, I guess it's not toilet paper because it's card. A rubbish bin containing discarded toilet rolls and wrappers and the like. Doesn't appear to contain anything related to the case. A regular toilet. Cool. Oh. Sure are a lot of things in here. Wardrobe. Just clothes. Is there anything in the wardrobe? Nope. Memo pad. Pad of paper with numbers on it. Various takeaway food. Okay. Touch telephone. Okay. What's the last place? The bed? Is that all? It's just a bed. That's all. Oh, television. An analog television set placed on a small wooden cupboard. Okay. I think that's all. From what we have... Oh wait, no. There's one more place. The outside. Oh, there's... there is a bloodstained thing. Okay. I'm glad I... Bloodstained towel. Why is there a towel out here? Wait. Excuse me? Hold on. I think that made it obvious who it is. You just have to connect the dots. Interesting. What brings you to that conclusion? She was the one that found the body. Once you see that it makes no sense for that thief Nix to have given his false statement, she's next on the list. Can't say it's a compelling deduction, but I think you're right to suspect the wife. In fact, I'd say there's a 96.4% chance, probability, that Potsby-Mahn is the culprit. Okay. That's good. That means I'm correct, probably. You're pretty sure of yourself again, aren't you, Prof? Well, there's still an uncomfortable 3.6 band of uncertainty that we must eliminate. I'll need to speak directly to the suspect in order to clear up one or two loose ends. I assume you mean our prime suspect, Miss Goldie Potsby-Mahn. Hi! Though it's not officially related to this case, the woman has an extremely worrying history. She's had 3 previous marriages, every one of which has ended up with her spouse dying. Yep. Give over! Talk about leaving a trail! The police and insurance companies investigated the incidents, of course, but they couldn't find any indication of foul play. Maybe she's just dead unlucky then, do you think? Let's reserve judgment on that until we've met the woman in person. Do you think she has any idea we're onto her? To help us with our investigation was the way I put it when I asked her to come in. She probably knows. I guess we'll just have to try to catch her off guard then. Yes, I don't expect she'll give much away, but as we home in on the truth, hopefully she'll get flustered. Counting on your help, Lucy. Well, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a walk in the park, but I'll do what I can. Good, because I believe she's here. Oh, that's, okay, that's happening. Let's see, what voice am I gonna give you? Now, were you the gentleman who requested my presence here? What the? Miss Goldie Potsby-Mahn? That is my name. Pleasure to meet you, I'm sure. And, who's this fellow with you? Well, I would have thought that was perfectly plain. Bing here is my new man. You've got a new fellow already, but your husband's barely cold. Husband? Oh, yes, I did have a husband, that's right. Talk about unfeeling. What's that around your fellow's neck? A collar? Isn't it swell? I chose it myself. Unbelievable. You can't do that. Well, I do declare. Oh, no kink shaming, come on. Well, I do declare the police interfering with a young lady's private affairs of the heart. No, that's not what I meant at all. Miss Potsby-Mahn, we fully respect your privacy, and your relationship with this man is not of our concern. However, I wonder if we might ask your friend to leave us while we discuss the case. Bing is my best friend, Inspector. We have no secrets between us. If I stay, he stays. I'm afraid I cannot allow our case to be revealed to a third party. Please, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, very well. Bingo, homeboy. Go away from me under the porch.
Oh.
Now, boy.
Oh.
That guy had dog ears. I don't understand. Thank you. Now, allow me to introduce myself, if a little late. I'm Inspector Layton. And I'm Lucy Baker, the prof's assistant. And what is it you want with little old me? I already gave that nice gentleman my statement. Why, everyone knows it was no good outlaw who committed this heinous crime. It's heinous. Heinous crime, yes. Okay. Indeed. As likely as that may seem, there are a number of issues we still need to clear up. Oh, really, Inspector? Yes, well, 2 issues to be precise. Firstly, the exact circumstances of the victim's death. We need to establish whether or not he was really killed by an intruder. I have already told you that I saw the intruder with my own eyes. Secondly, there's the intruder's point of entry. How exactly did the culprit enter the flat? Why, through the window, of course. You only need to look at the scene to know it. Have you even read the statement, Inspector? Naturally, I've read all of the witness statements. It's our job to iron out all of these little details one by one, you see. I hope you won't mind helping us. It will be my pleasure if it helps us bring that murder and outlaw to justice. Good, so Lucy, shall we begin our investigation? Aye, let's get stuck in, Prof. Let's get stuck in? What does that mean? Okay. Let's go for... So these are the issues we still need to clear up about the case, are they? Yes, if we solve these little riddles, it will lead us to the truth about what happened. Why, they're both plain as day. Perhaps, but we need to confirm that they're as clear-cut as they seem. Lucy, where do you want to start? Let's see now. Let's start with nature of attack. We can't make any useful deductions until we establish exactly how the victim was killed. We should start by examining the body. Right you are. Start investigating. So let's explore the scene of the crime. If anything jogs your memory, Miss Potsby-Mahn, do tell us. I'm sure I don't see the point of all this carry-on when I've already told you who the criminal is. I'm afraid this is just a procedure we always follow, so if you wouldn't mind playing along. Alright, Lucy, let's get started. Aye, let's see if we can find someone the killer left behind by mistake. Are you sure this little spring chicken is up to the task, Inspector? She seems mighty inexperienced. Whatever would a poor defenseless young widow like me do if she was falsely accused by a rookie? Oh, please. There's no need for concern. I shall be keeping a close eye to make sure everything is done the proper way. Start investigating. The body. The body. There it is. Right, I think you've established the cause of death now, haven't you? Aye, he was fatally stabbed. Yet Nix wasn't found carrying a likely murder weapon, so it must have been somewhere disposed in here room. Into room. Well, I do declare, that murdering thief just cast aside his deadly weapon right right here in my home. And I'm to understand that you have no idea what the murder weapon even is? Do you quite know what you are doing, Inspector? Please, be patient. Lucy, we need to locate the murder weapon. I'll track it down, Prof, don't you worry. I do believe you two need a helping hand. The thief fled over to the balcony, maybe look there? Alright, so we need to look at this thing. Oh. Well, this is not the weapon, but it probably contained the weapon. Zoom out. Can I be like kitchen knives? Could it be this is the weapon? Let's see what happens when I do this. There's some kitchen knives here, Prof. Could be the job. That would be consistent with the long, thin blade that forensics tell us the victim was stabbed with. Ah, he was skewered right here with one of these, alright. Right in the middle of his back. Sadly not. This is not the weapon we're looking for. Oh? Why not? Officer already said he found these knives, and forensics had examined them for traces of blood. None was found. In fact, they almost look brand new. I say the inhabitants of this flat barely cooked. Oh. That's interesting. Now, Inspector, whether we cooked for ourselves surely is none of your business. Oh, pity, I thought I was onto something with that. I'm beginning to feel like you will never find the murder weapon at all. This is a first deduction, Jesus. On the contrary, we'll almost certainly find it. Lucy, let's keep looking. Zoom out. Can I look at the clock? Zoom out. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, maybe it wants me to point at the glass. This is the weapon. These shards of glass are pretty sharp. You mean one of the larger ones could have made a makeshift weapon? That's what I was thinking, Yes, the investigation officers had the same idea, so forensics studied every contender. Yup, but here comes a but. But none of the shards matched the size and shape of the victim's wound. I knew it. Oh man, what terrible bad luck. Keep looking, Lucy. What else could have been used? Okay. The police have already turned my home upside down and found no trace of a murder weapon. Surely you could be looking in the grounds where the murdering outlaw were caught instead. We've already completed a thorough search of the surrounding area. Then that wicked man must have just swallowed it, mustn't he? What? Stuck a knife down his throat? Give over! Now don't tell me you've never seen a sword swallower before. Perhaps we should take a step back and examine the facts we know about the murder weapon again. Lucy, there were no other obvious signs of physical trauma on the victim, correct? What does that tell you? He was stabbed in the back and has no other wounds, so... Maybe the stabbing was totally out of the blue. If he's no other injuries and he was stabbed in the back, I'd say he was caught totally unaware. I couldn't agree more. So we can be fairly certain the victim was killed in a surprise attack. Oh, my poor Jack, that cowardly thief murdered him even without looking at him in the eye. That man is beyond contempt. That would be nothing short of a miracle. After all, we're talking about a complete stranger entering the room. Aye, there's no way he wouldn't put up a fight. That'd make no sense at all. Poor Jack, he must have drifted to sleep in front of the television. He used to do that a lot. That must be the reason why he did not notice the murderous villain breaking into the apartment. That's an interesting new piece of information. We'll file it as witness statement if you don't mind. I'd say that's more or less all we can deduct for now. Okay. Well, we didn't get the weapon, but... Oh, that was the nature of attack. Okay. Method of entry. We're trying to work how the killer got into the room, are we? That's right. Now I'm quite sure that could not be more plain. Why, you only need to look at the shattered glass to know the outlaw came in through the window. That's the only possible way, huh? Isn't there some other way that they got into the flat other than the window? I'll have a look around and see what I can figure out, Prof. Okay. Let's look at the window. This is the way in. You're supposed to be looking for other likely points. Okay. Okay. Zoom out. So I can be like, here's the front door. This is the way in. If the door were locked and the key were inside the flat at the time, then it's plain to see the outlaw did not walk in through the front door, as I have already said, which just brings us back to the window. The murdering thief broke in through the window and stabbed my poor Jack in the back. I found that hard to believe, Lucy. What do you think? Yup. What if the door weren't locked before we broke in? Could have been locked later on, no? My poor simple little girl, did you not notice the doors on these apartments lock all by themselves? Then maybe someone let him in. How about that? I can assure you, I had never set eyes on that man before, and neither had my husband. Why would Jack let a stranger into his home? Are you implying that I let the outlaw inside myself? Let's not forget that any man entering the building would have had to pass a caretaker. Indeed, it seems unlikely that Nix could have gained entry to the flat through the front door. I think we should examine the window in more detail, Lucy. Aye, alright, Prof. Let's investigate the window. Okay. It was obviously smashed deliberately, eh? Can you ascertain which side the window was broken? Well, obviously from outside. Because the glass is all over the floor. They were broken from the outside, from the balcony. And how do we know this? Because of where most of the broken glass fell. Most of it is inside the room. Exactly. This window was clearly smashed from someone with considerable force from the outside. Now at last you believe my statement is true? The outlaw broke into my home and murdered my husband. Prof, it does seem... I have not finished, young lady. There is a piece of vital evidence on the balcony, something left behind by the outlaw. But of course you would have already noticed something so obvious now, wouldn't you? Yes, it's the towel that has the blood stain on it. You don't have to baby me. It's right there. Congratulations. Hey, there's a blood-stained towel on the balcony here, Prof. Please do not tell me you failed to notice such an obvious piece of evidence before. No, I knew it was there. I was just getting around to it, that all. Ma, is that so? It would appear to be a towel used to wipe the blood off of the murder weapon. But why has it been chucked out here on the balcony? Now surely you can figure that out without my help. Clearly the outlaw threw it away there after he stabbed my husband and fled over the balcony. Well, maybe There's one thing I'd like to double check. Let's assume that the culprit did indeed break the window in order to get inside the flat. The loud noise would have alerted everyone to the intrusion. Does that not strike you as a rather clumsy approach for a seasoned housebreaker? Why, the window was locked. The outlaw had no choice. It was locked. Can you be sure of that? I do declare I can. I distinctly remember it was locked from before. I always check all the doors and windows before I denude my body to take a shower, Inspector. Very reassuring to know. I'm pleased we can clear that up. Lucy, can you make a record of that? It's fundamental to the case. I am delighted that we have finally seen eye to eye. Keep the locked door in mind, Lucy. I'll make a mental note, Prof. There's one more thing I'd like to clear up, if I may. And what might that be? You've already mentioned it in the statement, but when did you hear the window smashing? I most certainly did. Why, I remember now, I was in the shower at the time. Then I heard my husband scream. I came out of the bathroom, and I saw the outlaw. As I said in my statement, he was wearing black from head to toe, and he fled over the balcony. And you stand by your statement, that's exactly what happened? Well, I hope you are not implying I'm a liar, Inspector. I merely wanted to confirm the accuracy of your very important statement. Thank you very much. The lock prior to the incident is now open. Okay. She heard the glass break and then her husband scream. but the glass was on top of the body, so I'm not buying any of this. Well, I do believe the issues that were troubling you are no more. We have proven the outlaw is guilty. Oh, I? What exactly are you trying to say? The victim was taken by surprise and stabbed from behind. Smashing your way through a window hardly qualifies for a surprise attack, does it? My poor sorry simpleton, you still fail to understand. My husband was sleeping at the time. He did not hear the outlaw breaking through the window. Give over. Are you doubting me? You have already taken a long time establishing that the window was smashed from the outside. That in itself is surely compelling evidence that the outlaw broke into my home as I have described. There can be no more room for doubt. I would kindly request that you allow me to go back to my home now, Inspector. Of course. Thank you very much for your cooperation. We shall get our files in order now that you've given all the new information to us. Yes. I believe that would be best. Simple case, blah blah blah. One last thing. Yes? If we happen across any other awkward issues, I presume you wouldn't mind helping us again? As long as you are not wasting my time, Inspector, I should be glad to help. Thank you. I wish you all the best. Much obliged, sir.